sanest man in America, and God help us, the next president of the United States.
My soul free. Where's the spirit? The rain over me. Where's the promise from sea to shining sea? Where's the promise from sea to shining sea? Wherever this flag is flown, wherever this flag is flown, wherever this flag is flown, we take care. We take care.
Thank you so much for welcoming us to this city. Thank you for welcoming us to this incredibly beautiful community. And let me thank those who have gone on earlier. Let me thank Sarah Lee Guthrie. And you all know that Sarah Lee is the granddaughter of Woody Guthrie. And Woody Guthrie, to my mind, is one of the great songwriters in the history of the United States of America. Among many, many other songs he wrote, This Land Is Your Land, which is kind of the theme of this campaign. This land is our land. So I want to thank Sarah very much, and we want to thank Kyle Butts and the rocker Larimore Hill, Justin Long for his remarks. Thank you, Justin. And what about Dick Van Dyke? And I thank Dick not only for being one of America's great entertainers, but also for the work that he has done in trying to make the United States a better nation. So Dick, thank you for all that you have done. Now, let me begin by saying that I challenged Donald Trump to a debate. And Donald Trump initially said yes, then he said no, then he said yes, then he said no. So I think for a guy who changes his position so many times, I would hope he would change it one more time and say yes. And the reason for that is I think that Mr. Trump has got to tell the American people why he thinks it is good for our country that we have a presidential candidate insulting Mexicans and Latinos, why he thinks it makes sense to insult Muslims, to insult women and veterans, and to insult African Americans. And if I have the opportunity, as I hope I will, to debate Mr. Trump, among many other things, I would ask him why he thought it was a good idea to launch the so-called, or be an active part of the so-called birther movement. Remember that birther movement? Now, what that birther movement was about was not just disagreeing with President Obama. You have the right to disagree with anybody. But what he was trying to do is to delegitimize the presidency of the first African American president in the history of this country. That is an ugly thing to have done. Now, what this campaign is about and why we are doing so well is that we are talking about the real issues that are impacting ordinary Americans. And the other thing that we're doing, which is very, very radical, is we're telling the truth. Now, when we began this campaign just about a year ago, nobody thought that we would get very, very far, but as of today, we have now won primaries and caucuses in 20 states in this country. And with your help, on June 7th, we're going to win the biggest primary of them all.